exact same command to our scripts, and I have given it a name dev. Right? I've just given it a name dev. So that means it gives me the option of running npm run dev, right? And it's gonna put in nodemon dot slash bin slash www for me, right? So npm run dev is gonna do nothing, but it's gonna take this command from here and it's gonna run that same command in the terminal for you. All right. Any script from in here, you can run it by doing npm run and then name of the script. So you know how we were doing npm start? Ideally, you should be doing npm run start. All right. That would run this command here. Okay. Once you have this, you can actually click on this debug here. All right. And when you do it, it's going to ask you, hey, which command do you want to run in debug mode? Do you want to run the start command or do you want to run the dev script? All right, to run in debug mode. You know what? Okay. So we have two scripts here so far, start and dev, right? And you can run any script mentioned here by doing npm space run space name of the script. Right? So if I want to run this command here, I could do npm space run space start. Right? If I want to run this command here, I could do npm space run space dev. Right? And obviously you can give it any name here. You could do Debugger, right? And then you would go on your command line and you would do npm run um, npm run Debugger, right? And it's gonna run the same command for you, right? It's gonna take the command from here and it's just gonna run it for you on the terminal. So basically, if you have a long command or something, you do not have to remember it. You can put it in here, and you could simply run it with like a short form, right? And you can create a lot of scripts. And I don't know if you remember this, but if when I was showing you my project from like my company, we have like at least 20-25 scripts that we use on everyday basis, right? Now, if you click on debug, you should select dev. I'm going to change this name to dev, right? When you click on debug, you should select dev from in here, right? I'm going to shut down the server first, right? I'm going to click on debug. I'm going to click dev. You do not have this, so I'm going to disable it for now, just to make sure this is not making an impact. So when you click on debug, you're going to select nodemon dot slash bin slash www. When you select that, it's going to run the server for you, but it's automatically going to attach the debugger too, right? And now if I go to superheroes and I'm going to go to the get request, right? And I am going to, where is it? You know what, let me go to post request here, right? You can click beside the line number and it's going to put a debugger for you, right? And it should be bright red, right? This thing should be bright red. Right? So you just need to click beside the line number the way we did on Chrome, right? I'm doing it on post request. And once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go on Postman, right? Go to the post request, right? I'm gonna send this data and you're gonna see it's gonna come here and stop, right? And now I can see what is in request body. I'm getting age 30, I'm getting image URL null, and I'm getting name shock2. All right. And if you want to go on next line and do all of that stuff, uh, you can do it from here. Same thing. Go to next line, right? And now I can actually see what I have in data here, right? And I can also put a debugger inside this function here if I want to see what exactly I'm getting in results, right? I'm going to run here and it's going to stop here. I can hover on results and I can actually see what's going to the front end. Affected rows, changed rows, blah, blah, blah. All right. Now, if you are able to use the debugger this way, give me a yes, right? If you are able to put a debugger and use it, give me a yes. If not, please tell me where exactly you're facing the problem. So this way you do not have to do console.log again and again, right? You can simply put a debugger and check on each and every line what's going on.
Sorry, I have an error. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please. Yes, go ahead.
Can you see?
Yeah. NPM. No, you just need to click on debug above scripts. Right? There you go.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem. By the way, there would be a difference if you put a debugger here on line number 29 and 30. Right? Line number 29, it would stop here when the server just starts. Right? And line number 30, it would stop here when the request is called. Right? Every time there's an API call, it would stop here in line number 30 inside the function.
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Right. So do you see my screen now? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I was saying if you put a debugger on line number 29, that's like saying, hey, whenever you are attaching an event to this specific route, then stop here. But putting it on line number 30 means, hey, whenever this function is executed, which means whenever there's an API call made, you need to stop here on line number 30. Right? So 11 people said they were able to use the debugger. Anyone not able to use debugger? Anyone who's stuck, who needs any help?
I get an error when I switch. When I do the run dev, the dev works, but when I go back to the normal mode, it start mode, it says port 3000 is already used, and I see second one gets created. I don't know how.
All right. So you don't need to do both. When I was showing you guys, you can do npm run something. That was just for explanation. All right. But you do not actually need to run anything here. So I'm going to close everything here because when you do this, it runs this command for you. Right? So in this case, we are telling him, hey, run this command and also, also attach a debugger with it. All right. So you do not need to run anything extra in your terminal. This is going to run when you click this, this is going to run your server, right? And you're going to see it's going to attach the debugger and it's going to run nodemon bin www for you, right? So the only thing you need to do, so if you see when the server starts, it stops here, right? Although I did not make an API call, this is when the event listener is attaching this router to this function. No, timed out. Sorry, I stopped at debugger for too long. So just package.json, click on debug, and then click here on the dev thing. And that's it. It's going to run your server and it's going to attach a debugger to it too.
Would you please explain the superhero debug again? When you put the point on lines and then go to the postman?
Sorry, which one? I'm not sure I understand.
When you start to debugging superheroes,
Yeah.
and then you went to the postman.
You're saying when I make this request here, I come here.
Yes.
So to actually stop the execution here, you just need to make a call from Postman, right? Because the code is going to stop only when there is an execution of the code, right? So to make sure that this function executes, we call it, we call that function or we call that API from Postman, and then it stops here, and then you can check whatever values have been received. And by the way, you can also check the entire request object here, right? And if you see it has a lot of stuff, this is params. We are not sending any, slash colon ID params. So that object is empty in this case, right? And we would also have body here. Here it is, right? This is where the entire body object is. And yeah, there's way more stuff there. Headers, right? These are the headers that are sent by, the front end user agent is Postman, right? So there's way more information here if it's ever needed, in future. So you can just hover on something and check the value. And if you want to execute the next line, you click next, right? And then you can check the value in data too. Right? This is how we would be running servers from now. So now our servers would auto restart whenever we change something, and it would also attach a debugger to our process. So we would be able to debug our APIs whenever needed. Mm-hmm. Yes, correct. No, you do not have to do this. I'm saying that was just for explaining you. The only thing you need to do is add on line number 7 the dev command that I have, the dev script. Yeah, you would have to write it down. It should say, yeah, colon, and whatever nodemon command we type in. Yeah, so if you use supervisor, that's what it's going to be. Yeah, and on line number 6, you would have to put a comma, right? Because it's JSON. We are adding something new, right? So save this, click on debug, yes, and click on dev. Right, what does it say? There's an error. Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up. Okay, there's some error in your superheroes.js. There's some error in your code. Line number 27. So you are closing the router.get on line number 12, right? So yeah, this should fix it. Yeah. Oh, you didn't shut down the server before. Yeah, it's saying port number 3000 is already in use. Just make sure you shut down all your servers by doing a control C. Yeah, make sure there's no server running even in any other terminal or anything. No, you just need to run the server the way you just ran from using debug. Click on debug above line number 5. Have you made sure there's no other server running? Okay. Click on, yeah, click here. Now this is gonna run the server and attach a debugger. All right, shut down. There's already a server running. Control C. Shut it down. Check in the terminal. You have 2 terminals open in Visual Studio Code. You see that? No, inside Visual Studio Code. You see that drop down which says JavaScript debug inside Visual Studio? Yes. Select the first one. There you go. You need to close that server. Now run using debug. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Right. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes it takes like a second or so. Right. No problem.
Okay, so
All
I
right.
have an issue. I can't seem to figure it out.
What is it?
I don't know. I just can't. Do you mind if I
No, I
share
mean,
it?
does it give any error or anything?
No, it's like if it's running and it's stuck somewhere. Maybe it's in debug mode, but I
Yeah.
can't pinpoint it where. Or it says disconnect. And yeah, I can't explain.
Why don't you share your screen and we'll fix it?
Yes, please.
I'm
Thank you.
gonna stop recording here. Right, we're just fixing problems.
Oops. Do you see this? Okay, so this is what I have.
Right.
This is my superheroes. Okay. As you can see, I was able to do put.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of stuck. I don't know where.
Right, your server is not running using debug.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
you need to shut down the server first.
So I tried to put Control C.
Yeah.
See, nothing's happening.
Click on it first. Click on the terminal first and then do a Control C.
Okay, terminal. Control C. There you go. See.
Nothing happens?
Nope.
Just delete the terminal. It's gonna shut down the process automatically.
Okay.
You see that delete icon?
Yeah.
No, not the Visual Studio Code.
No, I did the terminal.
Yeah.
New terminal. Okay. So I have 2 now. This one's still there.
You need to click on the garbage bin to debug
Sorry?
it. There's a garbage bin. There's a plus, like a pan, and then the garbage bin.
Yeah, that's what I did. Here, see? Right here?
Yeah.
Feel it? Disconnected.
Okay.
Yep.
And Control C. Nothing's happening.
Um, Wait a minute. There was this option below to restart. You know,
Okay,
the
let's try
service
that.
that actually does it. Yeah, terminal.
New
Yeah.
start. Something there. Okay,
All right. Yeah,
restart.
do that restart. Yeah. And if you run the server using debug, does it give you any problem?
Well, I was able to. I did, I did debug,
Mhm.
and I said dev, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, so it starts npm run dev.
Yep.
DB connection successful,
Yep.
right? And then I go to my superheroes, and I'll
Should
try
work
to,
fine.
then I try to do, let's say here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I go to my postman.
Right.
I'll just try to change this, put 666.
You have your debug on delete API, no?
Yes, indeed.
Oh yeah, delete. Okay.
Right.
I'll put it here. Put
Right.
and send.
And it stops.
It stops, yeah, right? So
Yep.
it stopped. Okay, okay.
Yep.
So now it worked. So before, I think I was. Can you put multiple stops?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You could. Okay.
Yeah. I
So you
do
could
that all
put
the
one
time.
here. Okay, so you
Yeah.
could put one here and there. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
That's exactly what my job is, right? A YouTube video would not fix problems on your system. I would.
Yes, thank you.
Really trying to be better than a YouTube video. Someone said, will we have a little break before the exam? Little break? You're going to have a huge break before the exam. Right? We are going to have our lunch break before the exam just to make sure, you get a break, first of all. And yeah, because we won't have break in between the exam, right? So it's 10:30 already. If we take a break for, let's say, 30 minutes, we can actually start our exam at 11, which would give us 3.5 hours. Okay. Yeah, so let's do that. So, sorry, say that again, please.
Do we have enough time to do the exam?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, thank you.
You definitely have enough time. Okay, the question is it possible to go to the toilet during the exam? So I would ideally want you to go to toilet before, but I'm not gonna say, hey, you cannot go at all, right? But I mean, we are adults here. I would not expect more than one person to be leaving their seat at one time, right? So maybe text me and we'll do what we used to do in school. Only one person leaves the class at a time, right? Just to make sure no one talks to each other. Uh, I'm taking cheating. Am I taking cheating too seriously?
Comparing to other teachers, yes.
Yeah.
Comparing to other teacher, not only a lot. Other teacher just to go for exam because it's coding, no time to chat or something.
Right. So I understand if you're a genuine person, you're gonna feel like, hey, it's a little inconvenient. I wasn't gonna cheat anyway, right? Uh, but if you were planning to cheat, you're gonna hate me, right? Like, how can I get rid of this person? Uh,
I'm gonna fail
um,
this exam.
you were planning to cheat, that means. All right, guys, you are gonna have enough time to do your exam. You're gonna take a 30 minutes break. All right. Still, do
I
you?
have a small question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not that I want to cheat, it's just that I'm a little bit confused. What is considered cheating if it's open book? Like,
the only cheating here is you talking to someone else, literally that, or someone sitting with you. As long as you are alone, you are pretty much allowed to do, you know, anything you want. You just cannot, obviously you cannot share your code on a code sharing platform. You cannot talk to someone, you cannot chat with someone. That's pretty much the
alright.
only thing not allowed.
I just wanted to make sure because I didn't really see the point of filming ourselves if it's open book.
Open book. Yeah, I understand that. So only thing I want to make sure is you didn't talk to anyone. So yeah, I'm trying to give less reasons to cheat too, right? It's open book. You can Google. You shouldn't need a friend. Google should be good enough, right? Um,
Sorry, I have a question. Do
Go
you
ahead.
think if there is some problem, could you help us with that or just no?
Not in the exam. In the exam, you are on your own. The only thing I would help you with would be if you have any doubt regarding what needs to be done, right?
Okay.
So you at any time can send me a message, right? You would be able to send me a text. I would, and I, you know, I would appreciate if you don't speak because everyone would get disturbed. So if you send me a chat, and if I feel like, you know, the question, it would be good for everyone to know the answer, I would actually, you know, unmute myself and say that question, give the answer of that question to everyone to make sure it get answered. All right. Um,
Can you not like open up a backout room just in case we get stuck somewhere where it's out of our control? No? Okay.
nope. This is something you would have to make sure your environment is working fine. That's why I was saying do check your SQL is working fine, your workbench is working fine, right? Is you can send me a message, you can send me the error. I think it would not be cheating if I'm helping you fix the environment, but at the same time, I would not be able to jump on another call because I would literally be looking at everyone's screens, right? But if you send me a message, I can maybe guide you, all right? I can say, hey, I possibly predict one of these issues. But if the issue is with code and you send me errors, I'm not going to help you with that, obviously, right? You cannot say, hey, I'm not able to find ID. Can you please fix the code here? I cannot do that, right? So only human help is not allowed. Anything available online is allowed.